Hey everyone, Al DeMarco here, General Manager of DeMarcoSports.com, and this is going to be your Thursday video report. And no, there is nothing wrong with your computer screen or your cell phone. I am not actually here, at least on video. To be honest with you, the type of leukemia I have and the medications I am on makes me have a very, very good relationship with my dermatologist because every 3 months he loves seeing me because it does cause precancerous lesions, which means I had to have a lot removed the other day on my face, my scalp, my forehead. So until all those ugly, ugly spots and the stitches are removed, we're not going to be doing any videos, but got a lot of comp plays and a lot of things to discuss with the beginning of the baseball season. Released my first play last night. It was on the afternoon card today. And with the big dance concluding, of course, last weekend I finished off the dance with 3 straight best bet winners. And here with the college comp plays over the past 5 weeks, I am on a 29-13 run. And once again, I'm going to break down the entire card here today. Now, my best bet today, as I go for a 4th straight dance winner, is going to be another top-rated 15-time best bet on Connecticut and San Diego State, a rematch of last year's championship game, which I had Connecticut a year ago. But, of course, the situations are certainly different going into this rematch tonight at TD Garden in Boston. And this play matches last night's 15-time best bet winner in the NBA, number 25 out of 36 over the past 17 weeks in the NBA. That's how hot I am in the pros. How about the Houston Rockets, a 4.5-point underdog, winning outright by 6 at Oklahoma City? Didn't I tell you? You had to be concerned with the Thunder's injury situation. That's why that line dropped from 7 to 4.5. And the Rockets, who I loved as a dog, won outright. Well, anyway, FYI, it's not advertised on the site, but it's available to you if you'd like it for half price using coupon code. Yes, let's get original. It's the word half, HALF. And in case you're wondering, the hottest guy at the site remains Shawn Michaels. Last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a perfect 4-0 sweep. All 100-dime max wager releases. Tonight, number 16 out of 20 this season. And it's North Carolina, Alabama. Once again, half price for him. And by the way, this season, it's an amazing season that this guy has had. He's going for college basketball winner number 30 out of 42. And $10 bettors this season, with all his college basketball plays, have made $13,400, and that's wins minus losses minus the VIG. And his play is available for half price as well over at DeMarcoSports.com. So, with all that being said and setting the table for you, let's get busy here and run down the card. Now, I told you what my best bet is. Let's go to the comp plays, and I'm going to start with the game between North Carolina and Alabama. When I look at this contest, I've been going against Alabama pretty religiously here over the past few weeks, and I don't see any reason not to go against Crimson Tide once again. This is a team that has just failed repeatedly on the road this year. I read one interesting stat that when you took them against teams that were in the top 50 of the NCAA's net ranking system, top 50, and remember, North Carolina is a top 10 team, that Alabama is 1-9 straight up this season. And when you took them against teams that were in the top 20 of the NCAA net ranking system, they were 1-7 straight up, with the average margin of loss 13 points a game. And then you look at how Alabama fared in quad 1 games this season, 4-10. How did UNC do? 10-3. And then you look at some common opponents. Look at how Alabama lost twice to Tennessee, and yet this was a North Carolina team that outscored Tennessee 100-92. And also look at how North Carolina did against, Duke. Don't discount the fact that the Tar Heels won at home in Chapel Hill and went to Durham and beat Duke here. This is a strong offensive rebounding team in North Carolina. And I don't think Alabama is going to be able to match them under the boards, and that is consequently going to give the Tar Heels numerous second chance opportunities. Plus, they've got R.J. Davis to do his damage from the outside. Yes, Alabama has Mark Sears, but, they've got an injury concern with Latrell Wrightsell Jr., who was literally knocked out of the game against Grand Canyon. They say it was a head injury, okay? Rumor has it that it's a concussion. And he had a concussion earlier in the season, which cost him 4 games, okay? Now, in the open portion of the practice, 15 minutes, that was open to the media yesterday, he not only didn't participate, he wasn't even on the sidelines. So he's said to be day-to-day, questionable for the game. Now, he is their best three-point shooter, hitting at about a 45% clip. He's also their 5th leading scorer as well at 9 points a game. So I just think that all the metrics in this game favored North Carolina, a very strong defensive team, up against an Alabama team that can put plenty of points on the board, but simply can't stop anyone. Now, did Alabama play well defensively against Grand Canyon? Well, it depends on your point of view because, I watched that game. Grand Canyon in the second half of the game played all ISO ball. It was all one-on-one. There was absolutely no team ball at all. And having watched Grand Canyon during the regular season, if Grand Canyon had played any type of team ball, had run any type of sets, I think Grand Canyon could have pulled off the upset. Grand Canyon lost that game as much as Alabama won that game. So I like North Carolina a lot here, and North Carolina would be my top free play today. Now, my second play would be Illinois. Yeah, Illinois was 2.5, now down to 1.5 as an underdog against Iowa State. And I think the difference in this game, and it's the same reason I backed Illinois in the first round too, is that you've got the size advantage in the backcourt. Iowa State, yes, a strong defensive team, but Iowa State gets the job done because their lead guard, Tamin Lipsey, the guy does everything for them. 12.4 points a game, 5.4 assists, 4.6 rebounds, 1.8 steals, hits at a 52.5% clip from the field, 52.9% from three-point land. His last 5 games, he's averaged just 4, or he's committed just 4 turnovers. The guy is a hell of a player, but he's also 6'1", and his backcourt mate, Keyshawn Gilbert, is 6'4". Well, I think the thing that really turned around Illinois' season, one, when Terrence Shannon Jr. came back from the suspension, he's 6'6". And then when Brad Underwood moved Marcus Damask, put him back in the backcourt, and he's 6'6". Well, you've got 2 6'6" guys going up against 6'1" and 6'4", and Illinois plays downhill. They're going to be very aggressive charging that basket. They only play one style. So, you look at that team, and Illinois has size and abundance here. I keep thinking about how Iowa State went to BYU in February and got torched. Absolutely torched. I think they gave up 85 or 87 points in that game and lost by double digits. I know Iowa State has that damn good defense, but they can be scored against. So I think Illinois is going to win this game. And remember, Illinois is number 6 in the nation in rebounding. Iowa State's way down there at 262. So although the Cyclones give up just an average of 61.2 points a game, they can be had. And I like Illinois. That would be my second play. Now, the tough game is Arizona and Clemson. Give Clemson all the props in the world for getting this far, but I'm still not that impressed with Clemson. The problem, as I always say with Arizona State, you just never know what you get from the Wildcats from one game to another. All that talent, but often underachieving. And when you have a freshman at point guard, it makes it even more difficult. Yes, you have the number 3 scoring team in the nation with Arizona, and you have a number 2 team when it comes to fast break points at 16.3 per game, and you have the number 2 rebounding team in the nation at 42.5. a game. But they play the games on the floor, not on paper. That's the problem. Yet, I think that Clemson here is going to have some issues with the size of Arizona, and especially P.J. Hall, who couldn't stay on the floor in their games against New Mexico and Baylor. He only had 4 points in 19 minutes against New Mexico. He's their leading scorer. He fouled out in 20 points in 20 minutes against Baylor. I am shocked that Baylor lost to Clemson. I will admit that. And Clemson had an easy game when New Mexico played its worst offensive game of the season. But I think you're getting value here because Clemson knocked off Baylor and because Arizona just looks so far in the tournament. 7.5 points is not a bad price to pay. So I like Arizona, and that would be your third complimentary play. So again, North Carolina number 1, Illinois number 2, Arizona number 3. So that'll do it for today's card. I wish you well, guys, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.